Hey, what's going on, guys? So, we are talking about The Descent from 2005 today. If you don't know this film, I can enlighten you. This film is about a group of girls. They go, I don't know, caving, spelunking. They go into a big cave in the Appalachian Mountains of the United States. They are from UK slash Scotland. So they're in America, going to a cave in the Appalachian Mountains, and shit gets bad and gets hairy very, very quickly once it happens. And that's it. That's the film. Thanks for watching. I'm joking. So, uh, I'm just gonna get right into spoilers because I feel like most people have seen this by now. Came out uh, close to 20 years ago now. So, it's about girls going to a cave, and along the way, they, as they're navigating through this cave, they have to go through some like tighter spaces to get from, I don't know, room to room or whatever you want to call them, in this cave. And during one of their times where they're squeezing through, a a cave in, pun intended, happens. Uh, so rocks come down, and the path back is no longer accessible. So they have no idea if they're gonna get out. And to top it off, it is also the cave that they did, or it's a cave that nobody has explored. The friend tricked everyone into thinking they're going to this one cave in the Appalachian Mountains where all the tourists go and do their caving, but she wanted to do this system because it's never been explored, and she wanted to have the glory of saying that her and her friends discovered a new cave system. And yeah, it just eventually starts to get real bad as time goes on. So this film relies heavily on its, I guess, lighting, if you will. So I will say, if you haven't seen this film, first, what are you doing still listening? But I highly suggest you have to watch it with the lights off. Like, watching this, like, I don't even get why you'd want to watch. You wouldn't enjoy this film with the lights on because it's very dark to begin with. But watch it with the lights off because it just makes it that much better. I believe this film is like in the top 10 for scariest horror films ever based on science and heart rate. And I guess, sure, I feel like the only way you're going to get like the best scare out of this film is if it's in a theater, which came out in '05. So, I mean, it's coming up on its 20-year anniversary, so it might get some theaters, look in your area if you have like a smaller small town theater, you know, see if they're going to be showing The Descent, or you can even ask, if you're either friends with the theater or you visit your local theater often, just ask them. Be like, hey, The Descent 20-year anniversary coming up. It'd be cool if you do like at least like a couple days where you show it, which would be cool. But yeah, the acting in this film I feel like is very well done. I feel like everyone, you can tell that everyone sort of has terror on their mind. Um, and you can tell that everyone is just freaking out. And there's certain people who are taking it easier than others, but yeah, it gets very intense. Um, so the crawlers in this film, uh, I think it works very well. I like how they give like just enough information where you can like sort of interpret it so it's a humanoid type being with features essentially of, or I wouldn't say features, but abilities and qualities of a bat. So just imagine a person who's, just imagine a blind person, in this cave system. That's what they are. They're all blind. And one little continuity thing I noticed, because they show it a little bit later in the film, is the first time where you see like a full body shot of one of the crawlers. It's when the girl is she kind of goes off on her own and she's pointing her flashlight, right? And she points her flashlight at one of these crawlers, and it doesn't notice right away, but then it looks at her and then runs and scurries off. And I can't remember if maybe there was a sound cue that uh, basically tripped the crawler into looking, but either way, because later they show where they're shining lights like at the crawlers, and they can't see anything, so it's based off of how quiet you move around and navigate. Um, and then one other thing that I guess I didn't really look into this too much, but when the blonde girl, the final girl, finds one of her friends laying there, and it's the girl that got ice picked in the neck by her friend on accident. I don't really get that, because the girl who got ice picked in the neck didn't, or she said to the girl like, don't trust her, and I don't get that, because it's like, yeah, she turned around really quick and just swung and thought it was another crawler, but it was her friend. And so I think her friend would sort of understand that. But I guess I think it just is more the final girl has a lot of things running through her head. Emotions are high. And so when her friend just tells her, like, don't trust Ren at all, she just hears that, um, processes it quickly, agrees, and then moves on, and then that's it, because she's got so much other shit going on. But yeah, that's just a little nitpick. Um, but yeah, it's a 4 out of 5. There's a few things here and there that could be tweaked to make it like 4 stars, and I mean 5 stars on something like this. It did come out in '05. Um, I want to say it was one of like, as far as like newer cave films in the past 30 years or so, it's one of the better ones for sure. The only other like cave esque film I could think of is like My Bloody Valentine, but they're in a mine shaft instead of a cave, but sort of similar. So yeah, 4 out of 5. If you haven't seen it, watch it with the lights off, and I think everyone's gonna have a good time with this.